Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got another Cardfight Vanguard video for you guys today. So if you guys saw my video yesterday, we talked about Rakshasa, we went through the cards, we went through the deck, and today we're talking about Rezael Vita. So unfortunately, on our stream on Tuesday, we didn't get to play with Vita as much as we did Rakshasa. Chat wanted to see more Rakshasa, and I was kind of limited on time. So we did mess around with Vita a lot, and after playtesting some, I did see some things that I wanted to tweak, and this is me after that tweak. So we'll cover the new support, talk about the deck, then we'll jump into a game so you guys can see how the deck plays now. As you guys can see at first, I didn't go anything too crazy. I know, still cutter pile, but unfortunately, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But let's talk about Rezael's dedicated support, and then we'll jump into the actual deck. So Rezael got 2 cards and a third kind of like, I guess you could say it's also Liel support. So real quick, first off, we got Reflective Dragon, and this card kind of upsets me just a little bit. So back row rearguard, when your other unit is placed on a rearguard at the same column as this unit by the ability of a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name, Soul Blast 1, stay in this unit. My only problem with this card is it looks so goddamn cool, but its effect is pretty basic. So it's like, eh? The other card they got is Knight of Returning Spirit Anos. When your other unit is placed on the rearguard, this unit is on by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rezael in its card name. That unit gains 10,000 power. So basically you have to call over this. And that's all it does. This card is not good. They also got this card, Blessed Dragon Gabrielius. Gabrielius obviously is based on the plushie from the anime. This is his true form. This card is actually support for all the faded ones in Keter. It also works in Liel, and it's decent. When this unit is placed on rearguard, Soul Blast 1, look at the top card of your deck, put the top and bottom of your deck. If you put it to the bottom of your deck, this unit gains 5,000 power. And then its second skill, when this unit attacks, if your damage zone has 4 or more cards until the end of that battle, this unit gains 5,000 power. If this unit was placed on rearguard by the ability of your Vanguard with Faded 1 in its card name, this turn and no drive checks were performed for the battle your rearguard attacked this turn, Counterblast 1, this unit gets 10,000 power, drive -1 instead of the 5,000 power, and it performs drive checks. So once you get to 4 damage, this thing's going to be 18 base. It's going to have, if it's being called by Rezael's skill or Liel's skill, it'll have plus 10,000 in drive check for a counterblast. And then you can also use the on-call skill, the Soul Blast 1 to check the top card of the deck. So it's decent. Not the greatest, but it is a decent, rear guard. That's why we're taking it at 1. Now, let's talk about the deck. So, as far as our ride line goes, your starter doesn't matter. I'm picking Thegria because I love Thegria's art. Knight of Heavenly Lasting Tranquilla. When this unit is rode upon, reveal 3 cards of different grades. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 1 on this card. Among them, call it to rearguard, shuffle your deck. If you do not call a card, you may call this card to rearguard. I've always liked this card. It lets you dig for your grade 1s like Selgion or Aerial Sage. We have okay grade 1s. I would have liked to put another grade 1, but I couldn't really find one that was decent enough to replace any of the grade 2s or 3s in the deck right now. But at the worst case scenario, you always call him, so you always end up getting something. So it's early game board presence can be used for a little bit of pressure too. Knight of Great Advance Ascensior. When this unit is rode upon by Rezael, choose a grade 2 or less card from the drop, call to rearguard. Basically discard the card for ride. Why not get it back? And then here is the first big change that I made, and this is Faded King of Miracles Rezael Vita in the ride deck. So Rezael's skill, this unit is also regarded as Faded 1 of Miracles Rezael, so you can Persona Ride over it with a Rezael if you need to, or with vice versa. If you had Rezael first, you could Persona Ride with Vita. During your turn, this unit gets 5,000 power for each Faded 1 of Miracles in your soul and all of their divine skills. That's a big one. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, Counterblast 1, choose up to 2 cards from your drop with different grades and a total grade less than or equal to the number of cards in your damage zone, call them to rearguard. Then put a grade 3 or greater card with Rezael and its card name from your hand into the soul. Choose a grade 3 or less card from your drop, call it to rearguard. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all the units called by this effect get 5,000 power until the end of turn. The only downside of this card is that the 5,000 power boost is only if your opponent's at grade 3. Basically, other than that, it plays exactly like regular Rezael with a potential additional call. You don't need to do it, but it is there if you want it. Now, the reason we're playing Vita in the ride deck is because, unlike Rakshasa, you don't need to ride over a specific grade 3 to start your skills. So you don't need to wait till turn 4 to be on Vita. And unlike Levidra's Imperio, Keter Sanctuary front loads their advantage. Levidra's Imperio, the reason I don't like Levidra's Imperio in the ride deck is because it takes a little bit of time for the Imperio to really gain its advantage. It kind of gains advantage as you start doing your defensive plays, once you start getting your Infinity Eyes markers on the board. So in the early game, it doesn't have as much draw power as Keter Sanctuary does. So you burn through your hand a lot faster. So even giving up that one card or holding on to a grade 3 to put into the soul can really, really hurt you and force you to take a lot of damage, so you get blown out before you can gain advantage. Whereas Keter starts gaining advantage as early as turn 1. So you have the hand advantage to be able to give it up to put a Rezael into the soul to then get all your skills. The only thing you lose out on is being able to use your divine skill right on turn 3, because you wouldn't be able to get a Rezael into the soul until you swing. That is the only downside. So you're giving that up for a little more aggression. As for the rest of the deck, we're playing 4 copies of Rezael. 2 reasons. One, we want to see it so we can put it into the soul. Remember that Vita gains 5k for every copy of Rezael in the soul. That's why we're not so worried about Persona Ride unless we want to do it, because we're still gonna be able to pump out a lot of power. Pumping up Rezael, giving 5k to the rear guards that we call, still being able to get 5 attacks. It's nice. But we are playing 1 copy of Rezael in case we want to Persona Ride into Rezael, or if we want to use another copy of Vita to move it into the soul, because it doesn't have to be Faded One of Miracles Rezael to be able to get the skill, just a grade 3 with Rezael. And worst case scenario, we can Persona Ride OG Rezael if that becomes something we end up needing. Like, say we need to be able to put more power, front load more power, we can't do that. We are playing 1 copy of Blessed Dragon Gabrielius. My problem with Gabrielius, while it is a decent card, Soul can become an issue. We are playing 3 cards of Soul Blast, and it's not live until you're at 4 damage. So it's definitely a late game card. And I was playing a build where I was trying out 3 of it just because I wanted to see it, wanted to use it, and I saw it way too much. And a lot of times it was a vanilla, so put him off to the side for now. We're playing 2 copies of Knight of Piercing Cadwalla. I have mixed feelings about this card. It's decent. It's good in the early game. And my only problem with it in the late game is it doesn't gain any power on its own. So it's dependent on Vita. But it's okay. At the end of the this unit attack the Vanguard. If you have 4 or more units, Soul Blast 1 will retire this unit. Look top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 a grade 2 or greater card from among them. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. If you do not reveal a card, draw a card. It's good for some early game pressure. It doesn't really cost anything. Getting 4 units is nothing in Keter Sanctuary, and it searches all your Rezaels. It searches Gabrielius, and it searches Radiance Caliburn. So actually, it also searches Wisdom of the Beginning that cleared the world. So there's so many options we want to see, and that's not even counting the grade 2 portion of it. I actually won a game because I used him to search a Biscotti in the late game, and that drew me into defense I needed to survive. So it's a solid card. And I had 2 slots, and I'm like, what am I gonna throw in? So I couldn't think of anything better to throw in. If you guys have a better tech, let me know. Playing 3 copies of Tethfault. I was gonna run it at 4, but it's dependent on making sure I play in order to be able to maximize on its skill. I do love Tethfault as a beater. Everybody that doesn't know what Tethfault does, when she's placed on the rear guard, if you played a normal order this turn, Soul Blast 1, look at top 5, choose up to 1 card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, call it to rear guard. If it's a unit card, if it's not, put it into your hand. Well, if it's a normal order, you put it into your hand. And then if your opponent's at grade 3 and she's attacking a grade 3, if you have 4 more units, she gains 10k. Super easy beat stick. Biscotti, staple, Energy Blast 3 to draw when you discard it or guard with her. When she's placed on rear guard, if you Persona Ride, you can pay the same cost, Counter Blast 1, Energy Blast 3, top 3, stack 1, bottom deck the other 2, or if it's not during your battle phase, you can call it instead of putting it on top of the deck. Doberis. This is probably the best this is probably the best dedicated Rezael support. When it's placed on rear guard by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard, gains 10k. And at the end of the battle that it attacked, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Rezael, Energy Blast 3, put it to the soul, draw a card. Look at the top card of your deck, put it on top bottom of your deck. This card is actually more important in this deck because we're playing so much Soul Blast now. This is our real only Soul Charge card, so we will be abusing Nilberis. Selgaon, staple. After a boost, you've played an order, have more Regards than your opponent. Retire it, check top 2, add 1 to hand, bottom deck the other one. PGs, Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is also another card that becomes pretty important because this deck does counterblast a lot. Rezael will counterblast every turn, and then Gabrielus is also a counterblast if we decide to use him, which is also why we're playing Radiance Caliburn, because you can move it to Soul to countercharge 1, or you can just play it to draw 2. Good for early game, a little bit of early game advantage, and great in the late game when we need resource recovery, especially since we're going to be Soul Blasting and counterblasting so much. Wisdom Between Clear Worlds, beautiful plus engine, sets off some of our effects. This and Tethfall has just been the best early game. That's other decks actually mimic it now. And of course, Elementary Secretary. As far as our trigger lineup goes, red OT is still the best in Rezael because you're going to call on swing, so you're always going to have a rear guard to give it to. It's arguable to play like purple OT, yellow if you want to get cheeky, though the deck's going to draw a lot anyway. But I guess nuking the board is something some Knicks can't recover from. I don't like the Keter OT just giving rear guard drive checks. It's counterproductive with Gabrielus. We're not going to be playing that many grade 3s that often, so it's like you won't get max benefit out of it. It's just meh. Stand triggers because we have so much draw power, and this just gives us more defense, crits to try and close the game, and of course heals. That is the deck, guys, and I have talked a lot, so we're going to shut up and go jump into a game. So I will be right back when I find my opponent. All right, guys, we got a game, and it looks like we're going second. I'm actually going to send Rezael Vita back. I'm going to send the whole hand back and try to draw some better early game cards. That's okay. It'd be better if I had Tethfall, but we'll see what happens. We're up against Bruce. That kind of sucks. Bruce going first is a little bit scary. Soul charging heal triggers. Gotta love it. I'm going to ditch one of these. I don't think we need both. And then we draw for our starter. And then we'll just go battle phase and swing. That's fine. I guess they want to play the damage denial game. Bruce is a deck that needs a lot of counterblast, so I'm kind of surprised they did that. I would like to draw Rezael before turn 3. This is a risk you do got to take if you're playing Vita in the right deck. So I forgot to mention it with Vita. I was going to wait till we got to Vita, but I'll just talk about it now. So Vita, I didn't realize the grade restriction as far as what you can call, you know how it's restricted to equal to or less than your damage. That's only for the counterblast part of his cost of his skill. If you put a Rezael in a soul, you're allowed to call any grade 3 or lower regardless of your damage. So that's a direct, I guess, buff compared to Rezael. So I did think that was cool. Whoops. Okay, they're trying to... All right, they're trying to rush. I'm going to let them rush, and I'm going to reverse rush and swing at the rear guards. Oh no, my only other copy of Vita. I guess we'll guard this. And then we'll take the Vanguard. Damn, looks like you should have took that damage. Alright, for this one, we'll drop the crit. We have grade 2, grade 1, grade 0. So, to hand, to hand, to hand. We look at top 5. We'll call Nilberis. Shuffle. Now, main phase. We'll play our order for a counterblast. We'll draw 2. I was really hoping for a Tethfall, but at least we got Rezael, and then we'll just call these 2. This is going to go off since we played an order this turn, and then we're just going to take out the rear guards. All right, so I'm going to continue to attack the rear. Damage check. Drive check, sorry. Swing at the other one. Let's go. Pop off. Top 2. With our hand the way it's looking, considering we ditched the order, which sucks, I'm going to actually add the trigger so we have some defense. And what do we have in our drop? We have 1 critical in our drop. He basically can't do anything because I gave him no counterblast. I basically gave him a vanilla turn. Bro, it's Rezael Vita. I don't need counterblast. I have a countercharger on the board. What are you doing? That was just not smart. With this hand, yeah. And then we'll call a grade 2 or lower from the drop. I think for this one we'll call Selgown. Now we'll go to main phase. We're gonna call. I'm trying to think if there's a way I can max out on attacks here, and on my Selgown draws, because I can call Selgown and Noberis. That'll get me some draws. But then when I use the skill, I have I'll be able to call a Selgown, a Noberis, and 1 more card. I guess we'll do it like this. 5k, 5k. I'm gonna give this 7k because I'm gonna use the discard skill, and then we'll call Noberis. So we can't get 5 attacks this turn, but we can get 4. So we're gonna go battle phase. We're gonna swing. All right, Noberis' skill. No, Selgown skill first because we want to stack the deck first. So we're gonna swing with this. We'll use this skill. We'll add Rezael to hand. Why not? We'll save it. We'll have it for next turn. Noberis' skill, Energy Blast 3 to the soul. We draw a card. Then we get to peek the top card of the deck. Send it to the bottom. And then we will swing with Rezael. Skill. What do we discard? I guess the heal. Keep the PGs. Counter charge and then skill. Counter blast to Selgown. We'll call, and then this to the soul, and we'll call a crit trigger, I guess. This gains 5k, this gains 15k, and this gains 5k. And this gains 5k because we put our Rezael into the soul. All right, twin drive. First check, critical trigger. Power here, crit to Van. Second check. I guess we could have got rid of the perfect guard. Ooh, draw trigger, nice. 32. Still a 10k guard. All right, skill. Pop off, top 2. Ooh, Biscotti's coming in hand. We still have 6 energy. And then we'll bot deck the crit. Then we're gonna swing. It's fine by me. Go. We're still at 2 damage. Top 2. Yeah, we'll get in the PG. And then skill. Energy Blast 3. Like, look at this advantage. We didn't remember, our hand was okay. So we get to draw, and then look at top 1, and we'll send it to the bottom of the deck. Yeah, that's a lot of advantage. And remember, we went from 0 to 4 damage and then just drew this many cards. And we had a suboptimal offense. Like, we were forced to call triggers to be able to facilitate our offense. But it didn't really matter that much. We have all 4 PGs in hand. We have Biscotti to draw. We have more crits to block with. We still have a lot of triggers in deck, surprisingly, because we've only got 3 criticals that are revealed. Wait, do we have one in soul? Nope. We have a Rezael for next turn, so we can either Persona Ride or we can move it to soul with Vita's skill. to give Vita another 5k and call an additional card. So it's like we have so many options now. I think if he pushes us to 5, we Persona Ride. If he doesn't, we stay on Rezael Vita. That guy gets big, so we're probably gonna take the rear and block the van. We can also Divine Skill next turn, though again we only have 3 criticals revealed, so that is a maybe. Let us see what happens here. I would like to dig for my Gabuelius. This is one of the few games where I didn't see him. I know I'm only running him as a 1-of, but it still is surprisingly easy to get him. Now I'm wondering why they did that. Doesn't this thing stand a column? Because they're gonna stand this column, which is gonna then stand that. That's why. We'll block this too. We'll take this one. I know the rear guards are gonna get really big. I was hoping for a damage trigger there. If I go with 33, that'll be 2 to pass already. They don't have their triple drive. Yeah, 33. Ooh, I knew they were gonna get a heal trigger. I knew it. I should have took the first 2 hits. Well, no, because then we'd be at 4 damage. Oh. Well, thanks for giving it to the rear guard, not the Vanguard. Let's see what we got here. 35, huh? So 28. I have 3. I'll take 1. Nice. This will put me up to 28. Let's go Biscotti. Energy Blast 3 to draw. Let's go that, and screw it. We'll go with the other Biscotti too. Save all my PGs. What's he doing now? How do you do that? Okay. I'm so confused as to what's happening right now. Okay, so you got to call into an open rearguard circle. This is annoying. And what was it? Choose up to 1 grade 3 or less normal unit with Diablos in its card name from your soul, call it to an open rearguard. So he's giving himself a booster. Huh. So we'll take 1, and then we have to guard the other one. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I would have definitely guarded differently if I had realized I can do that, but it's fine. Now, I don't know if this deck has its own counter charge, so we might just take it slow here. What's in my drop? Yeah, I still don't have a good offense in my drop, so it's like I don't think I want a Persona right here. Yeah, I think I'll just take it slow. And instead, we're going to Divine Skill. Deck. We only put 2 back. That's crazy. I mean, I guess it happens. That's gonna have power +5 because we're probably not gonna use skill. Well, 17 of Vanguard. Hurting. All right, so it gets 5k shield. So all right. We are going to swing. Skill. Counterblast. We're going to call. I fucked that up. I fucked that up hard. Call, and then Rezael to soul to call. They all gain 5k. Yeah, I just messed up real bad. I should have swung. I should have just did that differently. And I don't have more rear guards. I do have more rear guards. No, we have the same number. That's cool. He gains 10k. All right, cool. Did he discard? Yeah, he did. All right, triple drive. 1. Critical. Guess we'll put it here. Critical. Draw. So I think what we're gonna do here, since we hit the double critical, is we're gonna swing at this thing. This thing's a 10k shield. And then he has to block this, and if he doesn't, he goes into another vanilla turn. $43, $53 even. Nice. Skill. Retire. Top 2. Add Rezael. Drop. So the way I saw that was, it's either I killed him or he didn't have a turn. Now he goes into a vanilla turn. He doesn't even have Persona Ride. He has no way to restand. Well, this one's Soul Blast, doesn't it? No, it counterblasts. When this costs a counterblast. And choose one of your opponent's rear guards move. Yeah, he has 3 attacks. So we're fine now. We were able to stabilize after that. He has no counter charge. So 21 to Vanguard. I don't trust you, so we are going to PG. And we will discard Teth Fault. Yeah, we'll discard Teth Fault. I'm not going to get greedy. Okay. $13. We'll intercept. And then that's a 1 card. Well, I'm gonna move one of my rear guards in. That's fine. We could still guard that. Oh, he gets to choose 2. That's cool. That's annoying. I didn't realize you could do that. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Oh my god. Now I'm drawing all my crits that I sent back. All right, do I have Persona Red here? I think at this point, it's not gonna matter. He's at 3 damage, 3 big attacks. No, fuck that. He has 1 intercept. Yeah, we're Persona Redding. So we're gonna call. This is gonna have power plus 10. I hope I don't regret this, but we need to poke. Because we can still get 5 decent attacks. I'm just hoping it's enough. If he gets a damage trigger, I'm screwed. Maybe it would have been better to stay on Vita. All right, so he's playing on taking everything else. Honor Blast. We'll call Tethfault. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. We'll call Tethfault. And we'll call... The biggest hit I got is, unfortunately, Rezael. I didn't draw any of my good stuff. I know he... And this has power plus 20. So I'm guessing he's gonna have to no guard. We get our twin drive now. First check. Speak of the devil. Second check. 1 damage. Don't get a damage. Well, I guess a damage rate don't matter because he has to take everything. Ooh, did he just draw a trigger? If he just drew a trigger, I'm gonna be pissed. Alright. Alright guys, here's one more look at the deck. That was still a pretty poor showing. I've had much better games that I forgot to turn on the recording for. I know one of Gabrielius seems weird, but it's been good for me. I have actually had a game where I Persona rode into Vita and then also was able to use Rezael because I had both in hand. So like, it's been good. It's just sometimes you can get really unlucky, and I am not a lucky person. But I hope you guys like the build. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are trying. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links are down below. Let me know how you guys feel about Vita's deck as a whole now. I know it's still the critter pile, but it's just, if it is not broke, don't fix it. If you guys want to see me play Vanguard live, I can play every Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up, I'll be playing at noon Eastern Standard Time if you guys want to come hang out. That is it from me. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.